The door nobody could open for 300 years swung wide for one drop of my blood, and the darkness on the other side said my name. Kyle claimed me before the whole academy. Now every house wants my blood. Tonight, the Founder's Vault opened for me first. Nobody stopped me at the door. That should have been my first warning. Headmistress Morn stood 3 steps back with her hands folded, watching the vault taste my blood in the air. The guards lowered their torches. Seraphine opened her mouth and Morn silenced her with one finger.
"Let her in,"
Morn said softly.
"The school has waited long enough."
The stone recognized me. Light climbed the carvings the way frost climbs a window, and the seam of the door pulled apart on a corridor of red gold dark. The whisper came again from deep inside. My name, spoken like a question that had waited 300 years for its answer. I looked back once. Ren was gone from the stairwell. Kyle was still there, jaw tight, watching me like the door might swallow me whole. The vault decided for us. Old words surfaced in the stone above the arch, and somehow I could read them. The heir's blood may choose one witness. Him, I said. Seraphine's laugh cracked at the edges.
"You're letting the stray pick a bodyguard?"
"I'm letting the vault have its heir,"
Morn said, and smiled at me with all her teeth.
"Take your wolf, Miss Hale. An hour changes nothing that 3 centuries built."
That was the moment I understood. The pin, the key, the trap, even Ren. Morn had never been trying to keep me out of this place. She had spent 2 years herding me toward it. I stepped through anyway. My choices had run out the night my skin started to glow. The door sealed behind us like a held breath. Nobody had lit the torches in 300 years. They lit themselves for me. The first corridor split beneath my feet like an artery. Thousands of crystal vials pulsed from racks of black iron along its walls, each holding a single bead of light. Names were cut into the glass. Whole families on one shelf. Whole houses in one hall. Most of the light still burned. Wine red for the vampire lines, amber for the packs. Some shelves had gone dark, top to bottom. Extinct bloodlines, kept like gravestones. Kyle stopped in front of the last rack in the Founder's Row. Every vial on it was dead glass, except one on the highest shelf, burning silver and crimson at once. The 2 colors circling each other like they hadn't decided which one I was. My name was cut into it, Ivy Hale. The letters looked fresh.
"The vault wrote you in,"
Kyle said quietly.
"It's been waiting."
I reached for the rail and the iron bit me. A thin line of red slid from my fingertip into the metal, and the whole corridor brightened, just a little, like the room had taken a breath. That was the first rule of the Founder's Vault, and nobody had to teach it to me. Answers cost blood. Everything here cost blood.
"Careful,"
Kyle said.
"Places like this don't stop being hungry."
We walked, and the vault paid attention. Doors opened before my hand touched them. And I learned the second rule the hard way, because I asked Kyle a question with my palm still stinging on the iron. I asked him what the bond was doing to him. He tried to give me the polished answer, the one princes give. His mouth wouldn't shape it. In this place, on my blood, the truth came out of him instead.
"It feels like drowning,"
he said low.
"Every hour I stand next to you and don't claim you, like breathing water."
He looked away from me.
"I'd carry it for years before I'd rush you. That's the part the bond doesn't get to decide."
The vault held his words in the air a second longer than the echo should have lasted. Blood can't lie down here. Neither of us said anything after that. Some truths need a locked door and 300 years of dark to survive being spoken. The arteries all ran to one chamber, the heart of Nightbloom. A sphere of crimson glass the size of a carriage hung in the center of a round hall, veined in gold, beating slow. From its crown, channels of light climbed into the ceiling, powering the wards in the walls and the barrier surrounding Nightbloom, the safest place in the supernatural world, for everyone standing inside it anyway. I stood under the heart, and I asked the vault the question I had carried since I was 6 years old, folded up inside my mother's cracked locket. Why did she hide me? The heart took its price without asking twice. Heat pulled at the mark on my wrist, one bead of blood lifted off my skin, and the chamber folded into memory around us. A keeper in ivory robes stood where I was standing. younger, unscarred by the years I remembered on her face. My mother, with the keeper's seal bright on her forearm, right where my mark blooms on mine. And on the stone table beside the heart lay a woman I had never met, gray before her time, hollow as a spent candle, while the heart above her burned bright and fed. The last heir of the founder's line. The vault didn't tell me her name. It showed me my mother reading it off the vial as the light inside went out. Then the memory jumped, the way memories do when someone spends years trying to bury them. Night. The same corridors. My mother running with a bundle wrapped in her keeper's cloak. A newborn's cry muffled against her chest. The seal on her arm cracking down the middle with every word she broke on her way out. Her seal, cracked through the center. I had worn the pieces of it around my neck my whole life and called it jewelry. The memory let us go. I was on my knees under the heart, and Kyle's hand hovered at my shoulder, not landing, and my mother's locket was burning cold against my chest. My mother had carried me out before the heart could feed on me. The heart answered with another memory. Beneath the academy, the founders chained a black shape inside the stone. Their barrier failed until a marked heir pressed her palm to the heart. Light flooded the school while years drained from her face. After her came another heir, then another, each keeping the thing below asleep. In the final vision, the heart survived on shelves of stored blood, every vial dimmer than the last. Morn had spent 3 centuries waiting for a living founder to replace them. She had been waiting for me. Fists hit the vault door. The sound rolled down the arteries like a pulse, and then a voice came through the seam, thin and cracked and familiar enough to hurt.
Ivy, it's me. It won't let me in.
Ren? You shouldn't be here, I called back, and I hated how steady my voice came out.
I know what I did.
Her voice broke against the stone.
They promised me a house, Ivy. I didn't ask what they were buying with it. I asked tonight.
A breath, ragged.
The blood moon. They're not going to divide you between the houses. That was never the plan. Morn is going to bind you to the heart. The key I gave you, it was never yours. It was hers. I opened this door for her.
Kyle went very still beside me. Somewhere above us, the school was sleeping on top of the thing it was built to hold down. Why tell me now, I asked. Silence, long enough that I thought she'd run. Then barely.
Because you'd have picked up my pin off the floor.
She was gone after that. I didn't forgive her. I folded her warning up small and kept it, because at Nightbloom you use what the truth gives you, even when it arrives crying through a locked door. Kyle turned to me in the red light of the heart, and for the first time since the Great Hall, the Cold Prince looked afraid.
There's a servant's cut under the east wall,
he said.
My pack holds the mountains past the tree line. Say the word, Ivy. I'll have you out before the moon touches the towers.
Running. With him. The bond sang at the thought, and that was exactly the problem. If Morn bound me to the heart, his bond became her leash on him too. 2 prisoners, 1 chain. And the next girl, I said. The one they breed for this after me. He didn't have an answer. I did. The heart had a keystone, a socket of black stone shaped like a 5-petal flower. A Nightbloom. The 5-petal socket matched the mark on my wrist. The seal had once given the heirs command of the heart. Morn had twisted that command into a sentence. I cut my palm, pressed it to the keystone, and held on while silver fire climbed my arm. I choose the terms. I will keep the heart alive, and Nightbloom answers to me. The vault obeyed. Every vial in every artery flared at once, 10,000 beads of light standing to attention. The seal settled into my forearm beside the mark, hole where my mother's had cracked. The heart's beat picked up, steadied, synced to mine. And through the stone I felt every door in the founder's wing turn its face toward me and wait. I told the vault to close to everyone else. It closed. Morn was still standing on the threshold when the doors opened for me and me alone. Whatever she saw on my arm, it reached something under 300 years of practice calm, because for 1 full second, the headmistress of Nightbloom Academy forgot how to smile. The vault has a keeper again, I said, walking past her. You're not in it. She recovered fast. They always do,
Keepers have burned before, Miss Hale.
she said to my back, gentle as a lullaby.
The blood moon rises in 3 nights. Nightbloom remembers how to feed.
I made it to the top of the stairs before the seal on my arm went cold. The vault was showing me something. Its last answer of the night, paid for with blood I didn't remember giving. Through the new seal, I felt the school the way the heart feels it. 5,000 heartbeats in the dark above me. And 2 marks of the founders. Mine, burning on my arm. And a second one. Alive. Awake. Somewhere inside these walls, close enough that it felt my seal take the vault. And turn toward me like an eye opening. My blood isn't the last. Someone at Nightbloom carries the founder's mark. They've been hiding it the way I was hidden. And the blood moon rises in 3 nights. I'm Ivy Hale. The vault named me Keeper, and somewhere inside Nightbloom, another founder just woke up. In 3 nights, the blood moon will force them into the open. Who carries the second mark? Tell me your suspect below. Chapter 3 rises with the blood moon. Subscribe before it does.